Alrighty, hello, good morning. My name is James Lee Burke, and I'm on my ranch here, my wife's ranch and my ranch in western Montana, and we're being visited by my good friend Marcus Nagel, who's my editor and publisher in Germany. And we want to introduce you to some of the, what we call the Holland books. They're based on my mother's family, the Holland family. And here are some of them in an old photograph. That was my uncle, and that was just a cowboy who worked for him. And I think that was my grandfather, but I'm not sure. But I think that's he. Anyway, the story of the Hollands goes back into the mid-19th century, actually even farther back to the Texas Revolution. I think that the trilogy inside the series of Holland books is my best work, absolutely. The novels, Wayfaring Stranger, House of the Rising Sun, and The Jealous Kind. Those are my three best books. And the best of them all, of all my work, is this book right here, House of the Rising Sun. And it begins in the late 19th century and goes into the 1920s. But it's about America's involvement in World War I, the revolution in Mexico in 1910. And the main character is Hackberry Holland Sr., who is a wonderful character, I think. But it also deals with the Sundance Kid, and it deals with a woman who was the mistress of the Sundance Kid, and the love of his life, Hackberry Holland's life, a Danish immigrant he meets in Galveston, Texas. Anyway, if you ever have a chance to read this book, I hope that you enjoy it. I speak with a little bit of passion about this book because here's the oddity. I think I've had every book of mine since 1998 in one form or another has made the New York Times bestseller list, except for my best book. Sorry. Anyway, maybe you can help me out and buy this book. Well, let's see. I maybe introduce you to some of the other characters. This is the first in the Holland series, and Lay Down My Sword and Shield. It came out in 1970. I was 12 years old when I wrote it. But it's a book about a lawyer who almost loses his self-respect, almost loses his soul in the aftermath of the Korean War. And in the Korean War, he was a prisoner. He was captured at the Frozen Chosin, as Marines used to call it, the Chosin Reservoir. And Hackberry was imprisoned there. He was a Navy medic captured at the Chosin, and he was tortured terribly, and he feels that he acted in a cowardly fashion inside the prison camp, and he became a drunk after the war. He was running for Congress. He was dealing with meretricious and corrupt people, and he meets a union organizer, a woman who is organizing the migrant workers in the Rio Grande Valley of South Texas. And it's a story about the haves and have-nots, but it's a story in which Hackberry Holland meets a beautiful and wonderful woman who changes his life, and he finds sobriety. And later on we meet him in other books. But Hackberry Holland Sr., the patriarch of the family, and his grandson, who has the same name, are among my two favorite characters, along with Dave Robichaux. But I hope you enjoy this book if you ever have a chance to read it. Thank you.